Oh hey Jim, welcome to my 24-hour No Man's Sky stream to celebrate finally they announced when the Beyond update will release. Well, yeah, but I haven't done that in a while actually. The last time I didn't do it, or at least I didn't make it, and the last weekend before that I don't think I did it. I don't remember actually. Yeah, the last weekend I didn't do that, and the weekend before that I didn't make it. I decided to call it quit early. See if I make it this time. I think I will. We're celebrating the fact that they finally announced the Beyond update when they're going to release it, which is going to be on the 14th of this month. So we have a week and a half. The third parlor is going to be, who knows actually. I wish I could say I know, but I don't. It's a super secret thing with stuff in it that you'll miss out on if you don't, and stuff. I don't know. Oh, I desperately need carbon. As you can see, this is my permadeath. I've been focusing almost exclusively on drop pods. I just need to convert some of this. But yes, Jim, welcome back. It's been a while, I think. I've been streaming other things besides No Man's Sky on the weekdays because I didn't want to get burned out on No Man's Sky. And I had no idea when the Beyond update is going to release, but now we know. Now we know. I still don't want to get myself burned out, but even if I do, you know, the Beyond update is going to change things. I'm going to play this in VR. And then, you know, the multiplayer is going to be different. I don't want to randomly join people. That's not what I do. I usually do my own things and random people join me. It has been my extent of playing No Man's Sky with random people. I don't think I've ever randomly joined. Well, maybe once or twice to experiment, I guess. But yeah, usually I leave my games open. If someone joins me, great. If not, yeah, I do my own thing. Ah, okay, yeah. I was playing Dark Souls mostly. Oh. What is going on with this? This should be like here, I think. I don't even remember how I was setting this up. I think I was setting you up here. Still taking cold damage even though I'm inside. Makes no sense. I've been yeah, I was playing a bunch of other stuff, but you know, Beyond is gonna come out soon, so I was thinking of playing Subnautica, but I saw the gameplay. I was like, it's alright. It's not. I don't know. Some people were saying it's better than No Man's Sky, but I don't think it is. Depends what you like, but it's a good game, I guess. I would have to really try it out. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with the screen. Like, there's like a snow thing there, like an icon with snow at the bottom. I don't know why. Like below the temperature, and that's in the game. That's not the TV. Subnautica? I don't know, man. I saw some gameplay of it. Of course, I shouldn't judge it on some random gameplay. But I think I'll wait until it's on sale or something. I mean, further on sale. It's currently on sale, but see if I can get it cheaper or something. Especially since the game came out a while ago. That predator was trying to kill me before. That's cool. So, what is the game? I mean, you're crashed on an alien planet, right? There's islands, there's water. You build an underwater base for God knows why. God knows what reason. Maybe the island is really small. And I see you are swimming underwater a lot. And you're kind of, you know, looking at the animals. Yeah. I saw someone like swimming around, grabbing one of the fishes with a weird eye thing on it. But what is there a story? I would imagine there's a story. And it's not just base building, is it? Because base building is not my strong point. Are there other are there NPCs you encounter and so on? Oh, whiteout conditions here. Ah, there's some scary elements there. That's cool. Wow, this is loud. Let me lower the TV here. It's a repeat. I've been here before. So there's scary elements to Subnautica. If I could play that game in VR, I would totally get it. But it's not VR compatible. I mean, there's a real good reason to compel me to get the game. How long is Subnautica, by the way? Like, if you're doing the story and you're doing side stuff and all that. Of course, there's exploring, so that adds more to it. Oh, there's a space anomaly here. I'm gonna go for the monolith. Trading post. Because if it's a good long game, then I'm like, okay, it's probably worth it. I'll give it a try. How many hours have you put into it? Because I get that. Sometimes I take my time too, you know? Oh, okay. It's not bad. I was hoping it'd be long, like No Man's Sky or something. Not exactly this long, of course, because this is endless. But so you're probably 50 hours in. Criminal. What are the Korvax were for criminal? I don't remember the other words because I was looking at the comments. Alright. So apparently, it's funny, I answered incorrectly the last monolith I went, and three of my modules got damaged. 2 S-class, 1 A-class. I was like, what the hell? And I don't think that's ever happened to me before. Tiny floating... Oh yeah, this. Wait, tiny floating tetrahedron. Tetrahedrons? Whatever the hell they're called. Emerged from the planet's surface and surrounded me. I tried to wave them away with my multi-tool, but each time they swarmed closer to it, as if attracted to it somehow. I raised my multi-tool and they shimmer blue as they dart this way and that. Closer and closer, they are within touching distance of my multi-tool. They make one final surge. Korvac Echo something 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 Traveler Echo something something technology. I let them in. I have a new technology blueprint. Wow, I got 199 nanites. And I got the Atlas Work for brief. This is the kind of reward I like. Would have probably got a blueprint, an actual blueprint, if it wasn't for the fact that I probably already owned the one that it wanted to give me. Frost crystals. So that's the thing. I'm also searching for backpack improvements. I almost have maxed out here. Thing is, I'm also looking for the Atlas words before I go for the Atlas. Oh, okay, let me just do this. Well, I don't need to charge that. Hi there, Orca. It's funny how you can just bounce with your exocraft or jump. It's not of much use, but yeah. That's not the one I was after. It's over here. Drop pod. I don't know why there's that sound glitch. Like sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But it's happening a lot now. Whatever, the Beyond update should fix this issue. Don't freeze on me now. Almost done with my cargo, almost. So here's a little trick. Besides using the exocraft to search for these drop pods for free, if it directs you to the same drop pod, you can go to the other side of the planet and keep searching, or another port of the planet. There's a lot of them actually. I didn't realize. The problem is that if they're so far away, they redirect you to one you've already been to, and that's annoying. And that actually can waste drop pod coordinate data, but I don't use those. There's a reason why I spent so many hours doing all these base missions, even if some of them were annoying. Speaking of base missions, I have to go back to my base and do the base computer missions. The last one I did was like maybe, I don't know how many hours ago. Maybe like 3 hours ago. And this is the last one for my cargo. So Jim, when's the last time you played No Man's Sky actually? And did you see the trailer as well for Beyond? Oh, so it wasn't that long ago. Last time I played No Man's Sky was Sunday. And I actually intended to stream it a little longer, but I was like, take a break. However, this time I'm well, this time I'm like at least I know what the release date is, you know? So it's not like an endless who knows when this will happen, and so I'm sort of more enthusiastic about this, or energized I should say. Not exactly hyped, like there's some I was hyped for it before, but you know, it's been months since the announcement, so I'm not as hyped, but I sort of am. I don't know how to describe that, really. I don't know how to describe it right, but yeah. Like, you know how initially you hear all this, oh, you're hyped for it, but since we don't know what the third parlor is, yes, it will be the best title for VR, I agree. Like, and I have some of the good VR titles. Like, most of, unfortunately, I don't know about the PC VR, but for PS VR, there's a very limit to how many good games there are, because most of the games are really short, and as such, they're shit because they're short. There's Resident Evil 7 that can be played in VR, but it's not a VR game, but it can play completely in VR, so that's a good game. It's a great game, actually. There's Skyrim VR. I have it. I haven't even tried it. It came with the bundle. It's funny. I should have played it like a year and a half ago, but I didn't. That was a mistake on my part. But whatever. I will play it eventually, but that's a long game. It's a good game. There's Farpoint. That's a great game. And that's it. That's all the games that I can really think of. There's some competitive games, but they're like not, they don't have a story to them. There's no like campaign, you know? I don't like that. I don't like playing a game that's only multiplayer and that's it. It's different if it's like a massive MMO, you know? But it's not. Like, a lot of these, I'll give you an example. Like Eve Valkyrie, like there's no story to it. There's just a tutorial and then straight to the multiplayer and that's it. It's garbage because of that, you know? I mean, sure, some competitive deathmatch or team deathmatch is fine, but if that's all you have, then that's weak, you know? There's also Ace Combat 7, but there's only like 3 or 4. I think it's only 3 VR missions, so that's not much. I was really hyped for that game, but then as it got closer and closer to release, actually they delayed it. But as time passed by, they kept saying, "Oh yeah, you can play the game in VR." Like, no, it's not the whole game. It's just some missions, like 5. And they said, "No, it's like 4 missions." And then it was like 3 missions. Like, really? I was disappointed, but it's a good game. Don't get me wrong. It's just if you want a VR game, if you want a really good, like a decent long VR game with a story, well, you're disappointed. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, Resident Evil 7 is like a Resident Evil horror survival game. It's not like it's not like Resident Evil 4, 5, or 6. It's more like first-person survival, so it isn't that as action heavy. It's a great game though. And Skyrim, well, it's Skyrim. Everyone knows what Skyrim is. It's an RPG game. You don't have it. Well, you're not really missing out on much. Except for the, you know, update for No Man's Sky VR. Oh, there is Elite Dangerous. They did add a VR support, but apparently it's not the best experience, and They added it kind of late. By the time they added VR, I hadn't played the game in more than a year. Like I already was done with the game. So I will go back to it eventually. Maybe it can. I don't know. And Farpoint is a PlayStation VR exclusive. It's a first-person shooter. Farpoint is you're on an alien planet that you're sent to rescue whatever survivors are that crashed from a space station that sort of went into some kind of wormhole or something and crashed on a planet. And you're trying to find some survivors. And you're on an alien planet being attacked mostly by bugs and like giant spider type things. Oh yeah, and some aliens. It's actually an interesting game. But there aren't that many VR games, so you're not missing out on much. Not yet. It's not that the hardware isn't there, is that the companies don't really want to produce. The main problem is that the companies don't want to produce, like, invest a lot in a VR game, right? When the player base isn't there, like there isn't a lot of people who have the PSVR compared to the PlayStation 4, for example. So making a VR exclusive game it seems like it isn't in their interest. But the thing about it is that they can always make a good game and then add VR to it as a later update, but I don't see many doing that. There must be some other common complication with making VR games, so I don't know. So if No Man's Sky pulls it off and pulls it off well, then, you know, others will have less of an excuse. Wow, look at that big creature right there. He was trying to eat me, aren't you? You're trying to eat me. Or maybe you're not. Well, you're not chasing any other prey. I think, yeah, you're definitely trying to eat me. You know, big predators like this aren't the dangerous ones. The dangerous ones are the small ones who will attack you in packs. Or I think maybe a really large one if it gets pissed at you. But they usually ignore you. Oh, get off me. Oh. Yeah, I forgot to repair this. I'm running around in circles. Maxed out. The interesting thing is that the last two of these are really expensive as well. I think maybe the last four, I don't remember it, but yeah. Get off. I think this thing is chasing the other. Oh yeah, look at that. Its side is frozen me. Alright. Don't worry, VR isn't going to be the only thing with this game. Well, yeah, there are three major updates, of course. We don't know what the other one is. But the trailer showed some kind of space station that you were in. Sort of looked like a city somewhat. I'm not sure. Or maybe some kind of hub. But that's what I was thinking. Maybe they're adding cities, right? But not on planets. They're adding them in space stations. That's my theory. I think that they'll have space stations, cities and space stations. Because I think the space stations, because in space there's a lot less lag. There's a lot less. I noticed that on my PlayStation 4 Pro. Whenever I land on a planet, the fan goes pretty loud sometimes. But when I'm in space, I don't hear it at all. And when I'm on a space station, usually I don't hear it. So I'm thinking if they're adding cities, there might be issues with rendering, because I noticed this with bases in No Man's Sky. With the really large bases, like the Enterprise that Infected built, or like a town. I've seen like a town, a small town, but you can think of it as a small city. It had rendering issues, and that might be an issue. You know, they can't really do that much because it still has to be compatible with the consoles. So I'm thinking if they add cities, it'll probably be in the space stations. That could be it, or it could be both. It could be both. But yeah, I would, if I had to choose one or the other, man, I don't know which one I would choose. I really like the idea of more biodomes, definitely. More exploration. They can always add the hub later. Yeah, I prefer both. But if I had to choose one or the other, maybe I'd choose the planet one with more biodomes, terrain, some lava, some rivers, you know, some volcanoes and stuff. Earthquakes, meteor strikes, lightning. That'd be more cool. Because the hub you only visit, like, and then you go off exploring, and then you come back to the hub. Or something like that. But I would like them to add cities. I like them to do both. So I need condensed carbon, and I don't want to like mine carbon, but I kind of have to. Oh well. Really, you're gonna bother me? I wish I could just buy carbon. Or more precisely, I wish I could buy condensed carbon. No way. Oh, that's like a predator. Are you gonna hit me? I knew it. I knew you were a predator. You know, that reminds me, I actually forgot to go to my base. and like pick stuff up, like just not just well, this is maxed out and this is maxed out. Okay, so I'm actually almost done. I just need 7 more upgrades. No, I need okay, I need 8 more upgrades. Let me put this here. Oh, I need chromatic mode. Yeah, we actually have a thread there in the Discord of speculating what the update might, what the third update might be. Away. I did nothing wrong. Navigation data. Alright. That should be good enough. You go there, you go here. You know, I didn't even make a save point on purpose, but damned if the tutorial didn't force me. Well, I think it was a base computer actually that forced me to do it. So there's only one save in permadeath, so there's no point in carrying a save point. You just auto save from your ship. Not it. Gak relic. No, I forget. I almost forgot why I came to this system in the first place. It was to get emeralds. And I think there might be emeralds right there. Yes. I'm gonna take at least... Oh, don't freeze on me now. Huh. This should be like here. Okay. Maybe they should go to the ship. This should be here. All of these will be emeralds. But I do need indium as well, just not right away. This goes here. I just put this here. I don't know what I'm doing here. Alright, that's good enough. I figure I need about 1,000 or 1,500 emeralds. The hardest thing in city skylines is managing terrain, elevation, and waterfront. I swear one surge of excessive water in that river and my city is probably 60% flooded. Yeah. Yeah. I'd probably be tempted to build a city on a mountain or something. You know, like big walls, well guarded, and then have aqueducts or something. Then again, the city skylines is probably more modern than that. Nice, thanks for the raid. I just noticed. Oh. Okay. Cool. Thanks for the raid, trash can. The question is, how were you playing No Man's Sky as well? Ah, cool. Were you playing on PC or like PlayStation, Xbox? Ah, PC, yeah. For the best, anyway. PC players have less issues. If you have a more powerful PC, you have less issues, of course. But cool, I appreciate the raid. I'm going to follow you, in fact. That way I have someone... usually what I do is that I follow people who I'm a potentially raid. That way... Let me do that now, actually. Well, first let me just actually get some hazard protection before I die. This is my permadeath run, by the way. The way you can tell this is permadeath is actually I could just pause the game. I'm so used to playing Dark Souls and other games you can't pause, or in multiplayer. Anyway, the way you can tell that it's permadeath is that there's only one save. Wait, let me add you for. Let me follow you there. How is my 24-hour stream? It's going alright. I started not too long ago, so I still have like 12 hours and like I have 16 hours to go, something like that. Oh, by the way, for those who are watching, I also upload the permadeath runs to YouTube. So there's that. I'm saving the permadeath runs. I'm not saving the normal or survival anymore because those are endless. I don't want to have like 1,000 videos of my streams of No Man's Sky. Anyway, yeah, so I have like another 16 hours to go. Oops, I switched to create mode, my mistake. Fortunately, I don't have the special hazard protection for cold, so it's gonna have to be this. Okay, cool. You have a good night. Yeah, I get that. I know I've raided plenty of people, and I'm like, oh, I'm way too tired. I have to go. So I get that. You have a good night's sleep. Charge the terrain manipulator. But thanks again for the raid. For those who are watching, check out Trash Can's channel there. A fellow No Man's Sky streamer. Funny, it's actually been a while since I've been raided by a random person. Well, technically not random, but yeah, it's sort of random. Usually it's people I already know. Oh. You know, I would have thought I would have gotten more emeralds out of that. I'm gonna be here for a while. On this, well, not necessarily this planet, but in this system, I need emeralds. I need at least 1,000. All of these will be filled with emeralds. I know I'm gonna need them in the future. Oh, I did not switch. Anyway, this is my permadeath run. The plan is to max out my backpack, which I've almost already done. Go for a bunch of monoliths, learn a lot of the Atlas words. Do the Atlas back to back, and you know, hopefully I can understand the Atlas. At least the intro, that is. I don't know how many words I should go for. I don't even know how many I know. That's the problem. It's not tracked. Maybe I should wait for the Beyond update to do all of that, actually. This is my Permadeath run, but I don't only play Permadeath. I also play normal and survival. Normal, especially in co-op. And survival depends. Co-op, or maybe I'm like grinding for a ship or something. I wish I had a better hyperdrive. I'd probably could get this to 2,800 or so. Probably could get 500 more light years. But whatever. It's good enough. Emeralds. Right. I actually forgot to repair this thing. Maxed out. $42. Yeah, that's actually 7 more, so I should make another one of these. Rain manipulator, scatter blaster. Yeah, but for those who are just coming in from Trash Can's channel, from the raid, feel free to ask me any questions you want about No Man's Sky. I've played this game a lot, so I'm pretty knowledgeable about it. I have at least like 600 hours on this. I need to walk up right in there. Whatever for now. I like to organize it in a certain way. It doesn't really matter, but yeah. Usually I land right next to it, but I forgot that I landed over... Oh, damaged machinery. Maybe I'll get lucky and get an S-class cold protection. No chromatic metal. Damn. Just nanites. Alright, carbon. Time to move on. On the right side, when I'm done with this, I don't have to worry about dropouts anymore. But what would I do with a dropout data coordinates? Either I give it to someone or just sell it, but who plays in Permadeath? Going with no one. Maybe a select few. I did get, once, someone randomly joined me in Permadeath once. They did their own thing and completely ignored me. It was odd. Oh, I hope that's emeralds. What the hell? I just landed. I did nothing wrong. It was self-defense. I did nothing wrong. What? I don't know why you're trying to scan me. It wasn't me. I didn't do anything. What? That's why I usually accept kill predators and kill creature missions, because usually they attack me. Not always, but usually. Did I even repair this thing? I did. I must have already been here. Or maybe I did it and didn't even... Like did it just now and just was so busy being attacked, didn't really notice. Alright, alright, not that one. Oh, get away from me. Those things are also predators. This one's chasing this other animal. Stalks prey for days. Diet is frozen meat. Note, rubber skull. Enjoys the hunt. If I let this thing get close to me, it'll attack me. See? Ugh, get away from me. Right, I almost left without looking at this emerald here. Which is why I'm even in the system. It's for the emeralds. Just taking advantage of the drop pods as well. Antimatter. Fair enough. Sodium goes here. I could take this and put this over here. That'll give this whole thing to be moved here. Ooh, I figured as much. I'll have to keep charging this thing. Hi there, Orange. Yeah, it is kind of funny, isn't it? Right? They get mad if you mine a little rock. If they were to see me mine this little rock right here, they would get pissed. But I can dig a deep hole into the planet and try to get to the center. And of course, I can't get to the center because there's a limit how much you can dig down. And the Sentinels don't care at all. Oh, now this thing is in the way. I don't think I've ever had that problem before. This is a first for me. And I have like maybe 600 hours in this game, probably more. Yeah, more than 600. Oh yeah, easily. I easily have more than 600 hours in this game. Maybe close to 700 hours at this point. And this animal has I've never had a predator attack me kill it, and then his body just falls into a pit of resources that I'm trying to mine. And its body's in the way. Look at this, it's literally in the way. So annoying. And I need emeralds. I need emeralds to make an indium drive. And not just one. I'll end up making two or something if I get a better exotic. I'm using exotic I'm using this exotic as an exploration ship, but the hyperdrive isn't the best. But the hyperdrive range is pretty good because I've installed 6 S-Class. Yes, I need an indium drive. Pick another. That's why I was charging the protection instead of just relying on my shields, because I knew this predator will attack me and mess me up. Whoa, that one flew in the air. Someone clipped that. That's hilarious. That one flew in the air. I think I'll save that video myself. Damn predator. Messing up my resource depot. Anyway, be right back. Upload that video later. It's in my interest to take the funniest moments of No Man's Sky. I regret not doing that before, but I'm just gonna keep getting the funniest moments of No Man's Sky and cutting the videos up and editing it and uploading 2 or 3 minute videos to YouTube or something. Funny No Man's Sky moments or glitchy No Man's Sky moments, and there have been a lot. There have been a lot. So here's a little thing, and there's a reason why this. Well, first of all, the resource deposit is large, but if you charge your terrain manipulator, right, you can change the shape of it. If you minimize it, you get the same amount of resources per second, but the depot lasts longer. So I'm still using a lot of magnetized ferrite, but I'm getting more emeralds. So there's that. The goal is to fill these 3 slots with emeralds. Maybe the 4 of them. We'll see. Well, I do need indium as well, so I don't want to fill in the 4 of them. I just need emerald more because emeralds are required for level 3 Atlas passes, and they're required for an indium drive. While the indium I only really need for the freighter, which I don't even have yet. Because I've been rejecting all the freighters I've been offered. Ugh, running out of magnetized. This depot can last a long time like this. That means I don't have to go to the other planets to get resources, but I will, because I saw a paradise planet when I entered the system, but I ignored it. I went to the space station, and then I went to this planet because the NPCs in the space station directed me to a drop pod here. But I will check the other planet out. It's literally in the description, says Paradise World. We'll see if it's paradise or not. Usually the paradise is a lie. You usually have something that's unparadise-like. Hostile sentinels, superheated rain, xenomorphs, something. How many emeralds? That's an awful lot of emeralds. I think I'll stay here until the depot's. You know, I can actually turn. That's right. I can turn the emeralds into chromatic metal. I forget. I don't know how I can forget that because it's the first use I made out of these things. But that's not their main purpose. I mean, you're better off buying the chromatic metal, in my opinion. I mean, if you know what you're doing with this game, you know how to make money, you know how to make units, then you straight up start buying chromatic metal as long as The moment you get a good amount of units, like, and not even that much, like say 1,000,000 or something, you start buying the chromatic metal. Even less than that, because it saves you time. Time they can use instead to say do planetary harvester, raid planetary harvester missions, or you know, chasing after storm crystals, or going after buried ancient bones, and going after salvageable scrap. Oh, you're in the way. I like to organize my backpack in a certain way. There is a logic to the madness. Oh man, this dino is so annoying. He's annoying me in death more than he annoyed me in life. Well, at least it is sort of rolling out of the way. The more I mine now, the less I have to mine later. Though I question whether I should even bother to build a certain endgame item and story item, considering it doesn't seem to give me any extra bonus. Because I already have like 4 S-class shields and 2 A-classes that are almost as good as the S-classes. I think there's a cap in the game, like 9 health. Beyond that, you don't get any more health, or at least you can't see it. Maybe it's a bug, maybe it's intentional, I don't know. We will see with the Beyond update. Alright, when I finish with this depot, I'm not gonna bother going after more emeralds. I think this is good enough. Though I'm gonna have to start getting more ferrite stuff. Wow, 100 pure ferrite. If we're gonna charge this thing with a magnetized, not with pure ferrite. If you're gonna mine depots, you're better off mining it with an exocraft, not with the terrain manipulator. I just wanted these resources to last longer. And man, did it last. Of course, I can buy magnetized ferrite. I can't buy emeralds. Well, I guess that's it for the pure ferrite. Why are you scanning me? I've done nothing. Whatever, that's good enough. I'm moving on. Landing sequence initiated. Wait, I've been here before, I can tell. I guess it's time to move on. Yes, I'm gonna install that because now I can install an Indium drive. Get at least some cadmium back. 28, 23, 11.2. I only need an Indium drive to go to all the systems. At least on the PlayStation 4 anyway. And I also get a little hyperdrive bonus, just a little. So there's that. Maybe I'll place this here. I'll worry about that later. I haven't talked to Nara and Polo in a while. This is the Paradise planet. We'll see if it's actually a paradise. Since it has activated emeralds, I don't think it's a paradise. Yeah, it would be cool, but no. It's what it is. So here's a little thing about it, right? Like, I've exhausted all the drop pods in that area, but if I move to the other side of the planet, right, there'd be more drop pods. It directs me to the closest one, but it doesn't direct me to the other side of the planet. I don't know why. And so I'm pretty sure you can keep going, like going from there, go to this side, to go up, to go up, to go down, but eventually you will exhaust them all. But yeah, eventually there are no more drop pods, so there's not much you can do about it anyway. But at that point, what I do is that I exhaust one side, I go to another side of the planet if there's something interesting, maybe I don't. If I exhaust the other one, then I move on, I go to a different planet. Their drop pods aren't exactly hard to find, they're everywhere. Let's see. I did need chromatic metal, so, you know, that was actually useful. Sort of. I didn't really need it. Now that I think about it. I have enough antimatter to fully upgrade my general inventory. But I do need it for, like, ship fuel. It's just that my ship fuel is really, really efficient. Not the thrusters, but the hyperdrive. Because of these give me 100% fuel efficiency. So since I have 6 of them, that means that it will give me, like, every time I jump I use only 2.5% of my fuel, but I need 5 warp cells to fully charge this thing. So when you calculate it, when one warp cell gives you 20% of the fuel, and each jump takes 2.5. So when you jump the first time, it reduces to 97%. You jump again, and then it reduces to 95%. And then it keeps going like that, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. So that means you can jump 4 times every 10%, meaning you can jump 8 times for 20% of your ship fuel. While the freighter, you can jump 5 times with 1 charge from 1 warp cell, because it only requires 1 warp cells to charge, which doesn't make much sense. You would think it'd be the other way around, but I'm not complaining because I prefer jumping from an exotic like this. It has a better jump range. So I entered the planet, already have superheated rain. I haven't landed yet. I can search for like stuff, but there's an unknown building there. I don't know why, but often unknown buildings don't have anything in them. Like, I can't see anything. Look at that. It's just a haze. Oh, there you go. If I search for... I don't know why, but searching for trade posts reveals hidden unknown buildings nearby. What? Okay, fair enough. That might be something I can repair. I always go for these damaged machineries. The sentinels are frenzy. This is not a paradise. This is the opposite of a paradise. I already know what to name this planet. Yes, this one. Paradise was a lie. Why are you scanning me? Oh yeah, that's right, you're hostile. It's gonna be kind of a problem. Just gonna ignore it. So now that I think about it, this should not be there. It should be whatever. Just I'll put you here for now. Get away. See, the icon for the drop pods look different when you search them from an exocraft. but it's the same. It's like the same drop pods. If you were to search them normally, or I shouldn't say normally, because that is a normal way to search for them. If you were to search them with a signal booster, it would be a different icon, but it'd be the same drop pod. Oh, hello. Do I want to pick up the star bulbs? I don't know. I've been planting some in my base, but speaking of which, I have to go back to my base. Like I should have gone back like hours ago, but yeah. Too busy searching for drop pods. Hello. You're not a small predator, are you? Exotic patient hunter. You are a predator. But you're not hostile. I guess I don't look like food to it. Thanks for the follow, Arthur. Yes, there's teleporters in the space stations. I can easily go back. The thing is, I'm like too busy searching for drop pods, and like I should go back, but I don't know. I want to explore. It's not that big of a deal. It's just base computer missions. I don't really use it much, except that the landing pad. You unlock the landing pad from one of the last base computer missions, but I don't really even need the landing pad because I always build my bases near minor settlements that have one landing pad on it. And even if you put the landing pad, it just means that other ships like NPCs can land on it and start messing with you. They just land on your, they take your landing spot. They take your parking spot. Ah, cool. That's great news. Yeah, the update comes out on the 14th. I'm sure you already know. And yeah, I'm also waiting for the update. I have the PSVR. Oh God, what are you? Are you a xenomorph? Ew, you're like a small creature with like stuff that you insert. Oh God, ew, get away. I really hate. I don't hate them, but they're so creepy. These kind of creatures. They have to wrap their body and they have a face of a slug thing, and they look like they want to insert their like larva spores into you or something and make you explode with one of their kind popping out of your chest. That's why I call them xenomorphs. They're not as creepy as, they're not as scary as I guess the movie Aliens, but yeah, the update. Yeah, I have PSVR, so I'm ready for it, and I want to see what the how much better the multiplayer will be. There's also cross-platform play, and I know a few people who play on the PC who I would like to play with in cross-play. Especially if we play, like, if we make a group permadeath or something and we play together. We'll see how that goes. This is my permadeath run, by the way. I have other saves that are more advanced, but this is my permadeath. So on normal, I run around as a Gek, with a Gek avatar. On survival, I run around as a traveler, an anomaly, a light bulb essentially, or a shining light orb thing with some kind of body. And on this is permadeath, and I'm running around as an anomaly, I guess, like this. I did promise a few friends that we were gonna make a new permadeaths and just play together, and co-op only, or co-op only permadeath. We'll see how that works out. Don't know how often they're going to be on, and that would be interesting. For that one, I don't know. Maybe I'll pick a Viking avatar or something, or maybe a Korvax. But I'm kind of already was a Korvax, but then I switched it out. I don't know. We'll see. trying to make the saves a bit different from each other, even though I organize the backpack exactly the same. Because it's just the way I'm used to it. You don't have to make your backpack look like this, but that's the way I like it. So I put the life support there, the jetpack upgrades here. This is shields. So, Arthur, when's the last time you played No Man's Sky? That's the trading post. A patient hunter. Are you gonna attack me? No, I'm not food to you. Ah, I see. Cool. It's for the best. I mean, the PC version is more stable. That is, you know how it was in PlayStation 4. You crash when you're in your freighter if you had too many frigates and other stuff. And then, of course, the PC version has the experimental build. So there are some issues that were resolved. Yeah, I'm also rich as hell on both normal and survival. On normal, I have like, I forget, almost 3 billion units or something. Survival, I have about the same, but I have a lot of stasis devices I need to sell. And like, I don't even care anymore. I mean, in the sense that I don't care about like making the stasis devices and stuff. I'd make them if I get the resources, but I don't really visit my base farm that much anymore. On normal and survival. Yeah, me too. Like, honestly, I completely, like, I was hyped for the game, right? I didn't have a PlayStation 4 at the time, and I wanted to wait for the Pro, because I knew, because VR had already been out, and I was like, man, I'm gonna wait to get the PlayStation 4 Pros, because it's better for VR, and then I'm gonna get the VR. And, so I waited. I didn't get, of course, I couldn't get No Man's Sky, because it was for the PlayStation 4, and for the PC, and I didn't have a gaming PC. So I waited, and of course the reviews were in. It bombed. You know, there's a lot of bad reviews. The game was a mess, and I still got the game though. I got it like on used, like cheap off eBay and stuff. Because I figured, you know, I want to try for myself. Yeah, I know it's not a great game, it's not a good game, but I'm gonna try it. I played it. I got bored. A few, like maybe 10, I forgot how many hours I put in, maybe 10 hours, 15 hours, whatever. And then the planets all seemed the same. I found it odd that all the planets had life on it. It's like, what is this? There's no story. And then yeah, I moved on. I played other games, and I accepted it. I was like, oh well, you know, it is what it is. You know, sometimes the games are, you know, not that good. I played like space games weren't that great. I mean, yeah, and it was an indie company, so I was like, well, that's a shame. I had no idea they were gonna fix it and make it better than they ever promised the game would be. Yeah, I agree. All the extra content they've added makes the game worth playing. And yeah, absolutely. I mean, the game, they made it better. I got back into the game when they already released some updates, and I forget which what was the last one, but I know there was vehicles, there was base building. It got, I was no longer bored with the game. I enjoyed the game. I was like, oh, you know, running around in an exocraft is a lot more enjoyable than just running around, because there was no, you know, jetpack improvements. Then after that, then that Beyond update came out, and the game was good after that. That, with the Beyond, with the next update, I mean, when the next update came out, then I started recommending the games to friends of like, yeah, this game is actually good now. There's even multiplayer and stuff. And you know, if you don't like running around in first-person perspective, there's third-person. And there's different avatars. The next update made this game good, great, really. And then they kept updating it. They added, you know, the Abyss. There were the community events. Yeah, it was great. And now it's gonna get even better. And it's like I said, better than I would have ever expected. I don't expect bad games to be improved this much, like, ever. I can't think of another game where this was the case. You are really annoying me, Sentinels, and you know what? I have to kill some Sentinels anyway. You are so annoying. But where was I gonna go? I think I was gonna go to I have to kill an advanced sentinel, I think, or two. I don't know. I guess there are no more drop pods? That would suck. But this is what I'm talking about over here. I like to call these things xenomorphs. These things are like, oh, look at that. They're predators, partly digested meat. That's its diet. Oh, look at that. It's creepier looking when it's not all foggy and heavy raining, but yeah. I've seen creepier looking than this, because this one I sort of matched. It's just very odd to have a slug face with a raptor body. Okay, cool. You're not missing much. I'm just gonna kill a bunch of sentinels. They're annoying me. I mean, you really don't want to do this on Permadeath, but screw it. I'm used to fighting the sentinels. They're not a threat to me. Mind you, I'm used to playing survival as well as normal, so. You are disgusting. Speaking of coffee, maybe I should just drink some coffee whenever I do a permadeath run. I mean, not a permadeath run, 24-hour stream, but I never have. Like, I've never taken, when I've done these, I've never taken energy drinks or like coffee or anything. The most I've done is eat just food. And, you know, like drink some soda maybe and some, eat some sugary stuff like donuts or something. But nothing like with a lot of caffeine. What happened to the advanced sentinel? That's why I was killing the guys. They're just nowhere to be found now. What? Aw. Like when I want to kill the advanced, well, the quads, they don't appear. Whatever. It's time to move on. I need 4 more. It's time to go to a blue star.